Hello everyone, this is my second video today because I wanted to do an additional one based on some information I got at one of our meetings today. And this is not from me. I want to give credit to Pastor C.W. Mays. He's the one who gave me this information, and a great person who's given me a lot of knowledge. But this is from him, not from me. So basically, it's about the 12 steps. I'm talking to all the people in recovery right now that I'm friends with out there. And to realize, first of all, that if there's no God, there's no recovery. And that doesn't mean that I'm trying to get you to believe in anything in particular, but you need to believe in something. And basically what this is about is how the 12 steps are linked to parts of the Bible. There's a lot of, being politically correct these days and keeping God out of things. And the truth is, the steps were based on parts of the Bible, and that's what this is about. So if we look at step 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. This is from Romans 7:18. Which says, "For I know that good itself does not dwell in me, that is, in my sinful nature." You look at step number 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. This is in Philippians 2:13. It says, "For it is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose." Step number 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. This comes from Romans 12:1. "Therefore I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship." Step number 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Comes from Lamentations 3:40. "Let us examine our ways and test them, and let us return to the Lord." Step number 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. This comes from James 3:16. "For where you have envy and selfish ambition, there you find disorder and every evil practice." Step number 6, we were entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. This comes from James 4:10. "Humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will lift you up." Step number 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. Comes from 1 John 1:9. That's 1 John 1:9. "If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just, as he will forgive us our sins and purify us from all our unrighteousness." And step number 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. This comes from Luke 6:31. "Do to others as you would have them do to you." Step number 9, made direct amends to such people, except when to do so would injure them or others. This comes from Matthew 5:23 and 24. "Therefore, if you are offering your gift at the altar, and there remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First go and be reconciled with them, then come and offer your gift." Step number 10, continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, properly admitted it. Comes from 1 Corinthians 10:12. "So if you think you are standing firm, be careful that you don't fall." Step number 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. This comes from Colossians 3:16. "Let the message of Christ dwell among you, richly as you teach and admonish one another with all wisdom through psalms, hymns, and songs from the Spirit, singing to God with gratitude in your hearts. And finally, step 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. It comes from Galatians 6:1. Brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently, but watch yourselves, or you also may be tempted. So, again, that's a summary of the 12 steps and how they link to the Bible. And like I said, there is no recovery without God. And also, like I said, this is not from me. This is from Pastor C.W. Mays. I will give credit to him on the post on my wall, but this comes from him. And I want to thank Pastor C. He's been an incredible inspiration to me, and like I said, I just feel so much better these days, and that's why I'm trying to pass this on, pass on the knowledge that I get to you, basically in hopes that you can feel as good as I do, because ever since God has entered my life, it's been amazing. And so anyway, I hope this has been a help. Excuse me, frog in my throat. I hope this has been a help, and I will see you tomorrow for another devotional. Yeah, and that's all I have for today. So have a blessed day and a blessed evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.